Okay, so we'll kick things off by starting the stopwatches on each phone, where the Google Pixel gets a step over the V20 as each phone goes through the first row of system apps and then move on to the second row, where there's a couple of really lightweight social media apps and then heavier apps like Photoshop Mix and VidTrim Pro, where each phone will have to transcode the same exact video file, really putting their processors to the test. So as the V20 starts working on VidTrim, the Pixel is just about done and moves on to the gaming row. Now, it is worth noting that despite the Pixel having the newer Snapdragon 821 under the hood, the LG and its older Snapdragon 820 actually completed the transcoding task at the same exact rate. This is mainly due to the fact that Google underclocked the Pixel's processor in order to be able to help improve battery life. But either way, the Pixel is proving to be a bit faster at initially loading up applications, with it now almost a full app ahead of the V20 as it finishes loading flip diving and begins working on Fit the Fat. Now, while the V20 has dug itself in a bit of a hole, there is still plenty of time for it to make a comeback, with 6 more apps left here in the first lap and the full second lap ahead, where the Pixel actually struggled to keep all the apps ready to go when it faced off against the iPhone. So it'll be interesting to see if the V20 can fare any better than it, considering that it has the same 4GB of RAM. But before we can find out what happens in the second lap, both phones have to finish loading all the apps here in the first, with the Pixel working hard at maintaining its lead as it moves on to Netflix, and the V20 still one step behind it as it completes ESPN. Okay, so we're finally here in the last leg of the first lap, with the Pixel loading both the mobile and the full versions of the Amazon website, finishing the first lap with a time of 1 minute and 36 seconds, and the V20 finishing 7 seconds later with a time of 1 minute and 43 seconds. So as the Pixel has to reload Facebook, the V20 isn't doing itself any favors having to reload the gallery and even having to reload the settings, so things not looking so good for either phone here in the second lap, with the Pixel having to reload and actually struggling with Photoshop Mix, and the same story for the V20 with its 4GB of RAM also not being able to hold Photoshop Mix in memory. But some good news here for the Pixel as it manages to keep Subway Surfers open, as does the V20. However, it fails to keep flip diving ready, whereas the V20 has it and the rest of the games ready to go, taking the lead for the first time here in this speed test. So with the Pixel continuing to struggle here in the second lap, with it having to reload Fit the Fat, the V20 finishes the speed test strong with a time of 2 minutes and 27 seconds, with us fast forwarding the Pixel to the finish line where it finished 30 seconds later with a time of 2 minutes and 57 seconds, making the winner for this speed test the LG V20.